fans align. In red and white they always shine. With every pass it feels divine. Arsenal's on my mind. From hybrid days to Emirates grand, each match a symphony perfectly planned. With every goal we take our stand. Arsenal's on my mind.
Welcome back to the Arsenal on My Mind podcast. With you, as always, Mr. Spike and Mr. Sekijay in the house. What's up, JVC?
The mask is back. Yeah.
The mask is back. Oh boy.
Yep. The mask is back and it's pumping.
Yeah, it's pumping indeed. Fresh off of the North London Derby. Good game to watch in terms of the back and forth openness of the game. Which, I wasn't predicted, but I told you we're gonna win because I didn't think Spurs were they're not good. Doesn't matter who the manager is, they're not very good. But also they feel the obligation to have to play Arsenal, not just sit back and do a low block because we're rivals, but they have to step up and not sit back and try and attack, which they tried, they did, which made the game more open.
You're being too nice. You're being too nice. Those guys came out to fight for their life during a relegation battle.
Same difference, But yeah, for a relegation battle, when you're playing a team at the top end of the table, usually your goal is to not lose, But because it was a rival, right, they had to at least try to show some energy and some strength, But ultimately, when you do that against Arsenal, you suffer. Some might say, all is well in the Arsenal world, but it's not.
Well, I'll put it this way, and I'll start by saying this. I want to apologize to the fans, for the last pod. It was an out of body experience, because I was dropping the bombs left, right, and center, and I got a lot of feedbacks. But that being said, so I apologize for that. That being said, it was a good day today, but it hit me that it might be the same season that we are winning the league that Spurs fucking go down. How about that? Yeah, So.
Oh my God.
So I think because my son actually called the scoreline this morning when the game was about to start. He was like, I'm gonna say it's 4-1, and I was like, 4-1. Okay, I like your confidence. You've not been scarred. You're still fresh. You've not gone through 20 years of pain. But he was spot on. It was our defense looked solid. We played. I mean, the mistake was not the defense that made the mistake. It was the midfield that made the mistake.
But I didn't think. I mean, they played fine, but we're definitely no longer in that conversation.
The defense is no longer impenetrable.
There you go.
Yeah, it's no longer impenetrable. We're leaking goals. Hopefully we fix that. But I'm not even going to dwell on. There's no negative for me today. We went to Spurs. We went to Tottenham and replicated what we did to them when they came to the Emirates, so that they understand that it's not a fluke, that London is red.
I think this win, this season, combined with last season and the past ones, but just the last two, I think this particular game puts a final point on it. Spurs and Arsenal are not really rivals. At this point, it's just a derby. They're not rivals. It's just a derby.
The only thing Spurs
from rival to derby.
The only thing Spurs has on us is the fact that they were established in 1882 and we were established in 1886. That's the only thing. Everything else, now we're going to miss, our second home, White Hart Lane, because we've won there for 4 seasons straight.
Well, now they're a new stadium now.
well, whatever stadium it is,
London Stadium, whatever it's called, yeah.
It might as well be called Arsenal Stadium. We've won there four seasons straight. We've won away to Spurs. I mean, I'm trying not to go, in detail because I'm saving that for player rating. But our defense look comfortable. Our midfield looked in control.
True.
And our attack for the first time looked like they liked playing with each other.
Yes,
for some reason.
Exactly. The attack was the key thing, I mean, the game starting that first half was, we were on top, but then they scored right back. That's, that can kind of take the win out of your sails sometimes. But
that was a diabolical mistake by Rice.
Actually, I don't think so. See, and back when we get to the ratings, kind of how you talk about how defense played well, right? Yes, it's a mistake by Rice, but it wasn't like as if. Okay, let me ask you a question.
He won the ball.
Let me ask you a question.
He won the ball.
That mistake versus Zubimendi's mistake in the reverse fixture, which one is worse?
Well, Rice is number one. Rice has a lot of equity.
Of course, I'm not saying, but which mistake? Which players were which mistake?
Well, number two, his response was spot on.
Spot on. I agree, 100%.
He raised his hand.
Like,
he apologized.
You got this.
He apologized. He turned to his teammate and told them, "Calm down. We got this." Yeah. Rolled off his sleeve and put in an absolute world-class performance.
Oh God, you're gushing over here.
he put in a world-class performance, and that's all you can ask for. You see, That's all you can ask for. You make a mistake, like the same thing Gabriel did. He made a mistake in that game. I can't remember what game again it was. Put his hands up and went and scored immediately. Right. So Rice's response was spot on, and he totally bossed the midfield in the second half. I mean, and that's why Eze started looking like Ronaldinho, in an Arsenal shirt. Yeah. So I don't think it's fair on either of the players to compare both mistakes, but I think Zubimendi's mistake was definitely worse.
Yes, and that's my point, right?
Because Rice's mistake. The ball just got caught a little bit caught. He got caught in two minds.
Yes.
He got caught in two minds, and then they picked his pocket. And Moani, obviously, you can tell that he likes the new coach, because that was the coach that brought him to Juventus, and he played well under that coach. When he was having a fight with PSG, had decided to go to Juventus. But all around, it was a great game. It was a fantastic performance and response from the boys after the howler in the midweek. After all the negativity coming from all of us, all the fans. And yeah, I have to hold my hands up and go. I think we went a little bit overboard. Fans like me in our reactions, but it's we are scarred. So we have to understand that we still have that phobia of the past seasons. But all in all, it was a big derby day. We needed to win that game. We needed to win convincingly, and it's looking like Spurs is going down, and we're lifting the trophy.
Okay, well, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said for sure. My point about Declan Rice and that mistake was that it wasn't even just about. I mean, in essence, right? In comparing the two, I don't want to compare it in a negative way, but like with Mendy's mistake, right? He just made a mistake, like literally passed the ball, or got his. I guess in the Spurs game, he got his pocket picked, right, by Richarlison, and then he scored a worldly goal. So that wasn't crazy, but his other mistake against, I want to say, was it Man U, I think, was just kind of passing the ball in the wrong direction. Rice's situation, he thought it could just dribble through. Now he was in a far more secure part of the field. If you have to give, like he was in the corner almost, at edge of the box, sure, but there were still defenders behind Rice. And that was where I was like, I don't know, Saliba and Gabriel were both there and they couldn't stop Moani,
Well, Rice was in their position. Rice was in the defensive.
No, which he's allowed to do. When he dips down.
Correct.
Yeah.
This was nothing on the boys. It was all Rice.
My point was just saying that that Rice is that I think the defense could have covered up that mistake. But either way,
no, it was all. It was. I disagree. It was all on Rice. He made the mistake. And the
boys, in all fairness, like you said,
and they owned it.
Yeah.
They tried to recover, but it was too late. The striker had one thing in his mind.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, so now as far as the reaction from Arsenal fans from last week's game, I don't think this result washes it away at all. Not even a little bit, right?
No, it doesn't.
So I stand by the negative things that were said about the team last week. I would reckon to even say that if we did not react that way, we wouldn't have gotten this performance, perhaps, right? I'm sure Mikel gave it to them, sure, right? But they must have seen that the fan base was outraged. Because like I said in the last pod, it wasn't just the Wolves game. It was all the games leading up to the Wolves game, right? And how things were looking and how we're just drawing with the team was supposed to beat. And then, of course, the manner of the Wolves game, the way they played, all of it. They deserved that. I don't call it vitriol, but they deserved that reaction from the fans because they are so connected to the fans. That was Mikel's big thing, right? They linked to the fans, like with a lifeblood in between us and the fans and the team. So they deserved all that backlash that they got from that Wolves game. And yes, they deserve credit for reacting, right? But I always said that this game against Spurs was not going to be a real good indication of how, because that game has enough motivation already on its own to beat Spurs without the pressure of wanting to bounce back from a Wolves draw, So I think that, yes, we should have beaten Spurs. We beat Spurs well. They bounced back well. They attacked well. That's all very promising. But the real test to me is our next game in Chelsea, but we'll get to that. But either way.
And you're right. And I'll say Mikel won. He wants more respect from me this week, and I'll tell you why. He said the right things after the Wolves drop points.
Yep.
There were two things he said that really resonated with me. That even made me go a little bit in circumspect. He said if you cannot handle the pressure as a fan, go support another club. And at first when I heard it, I was like, wait, what does this guy mean? But I thought about it and go, yeah, but you have to also understand that we're scarred, but at the same time, I also, after all that emotion had kind of washed away from the week, midweek, I thought about what he was saying, and he had a point, because we're not enjoying the moment. We're not enjoying trying to win the league.
Actually, we know, because we enjoyed it two seasons in a row already.
Correct. And that's my point. We're not enjoying it. Yeah. Even though it's looking like it might be this season, but we're not enjoying it because we're too scared of failing.
Yep.
We're more scared of failing than enjoying the trip and the journey to this victory. So that was one thing he said. The other thing he said, it's easy to love me when the team wins and does well. He said, but this is the time I want you to love me. And he said all those things. Why I think those things are the right things to say is because the players, the morale of the players, and the response from the players was everything that just manifested today in the London Stadium.
Yep.
Because he protected the players.
Of course, as he should.
And instead, he called out the fans, and he did it after the game today, he went to the fans and shouted at the fans, and he was, gesticulating. And I even heard he refused to sign a fan jersey today.
Today, or I think that was last week. After that, I don't know.
No, I think it's today. So in a nutshell, they hear the noise, right?
Of course.
They felt our anger. They felt the frustration from the fans. But is it enough to say Arteta out? Probably not.
Of course not.
But at the end of the season, if we don't lift the trophy, he's gone.
Exactly, that's different, right? And and to your point, and I agree with you with the idea, and I agree with I guess you and Mikel here with the idea of enjoying the ride, right? Because let's reframe for a second. If we were City fans, right, and City dropped points against Wolves, we would not have the same reaction because City has already proven themselves, and to borrow your word, they have the institutional knowledge of winning the league, right? And as a result, we're not going to freak out by drop points in February, But the problem was, again, as you said, is our history, Yes, we enjoyed, 2 years ago, we enjoyed the hell out of that ride coming second, So you can't tell me nothing. We enjoyed that, It's just because of the expectation now, the investment in the squad, everything that's been done around it, and how they started the season, right? You're like, yeah, now we're past that. We don't want to enjoy a ride of uncertainty anymore, We want to enjoy a smooth ride, in a Bentley or whatever, and this
we want to win it.
Yeah. So, but either way, Mikel, he's a lot of things, but what he is the most of, he's a cerebral coach, right?
Yes,
that's for sure. Now, whether that translates to him being one of the best in the world in the future, I don't know. But he's certainly a more cerebral coach than most coaches. So his words, what he says, how he kind of motivates the players in non-traditional ways.
His method. Do you know now during halftime, there are no screens turned on in any pub in the stadium. No restaurant, nothing, no screen.
Really?
They want everybody back in the arena early.
Interesting.
That's one thing Mikel has done. Now you can't go to the bar in the Emirates Stadium and be watching the team from a screen. No, you got to be in the stadium. Then also he's making the fans come in early, and start singing and getting the atmosphere ready, charged before the players come out. So he has a lot of methods. Now, if these methods translate into a title, then Mikel, there will be documentaries of him being a genius, But if at the end of the day we don't win a title, the fans will be on him that they need those TVs back on.
For sure. But yeah, okay. Well, obviously we cannot discuss this game without talking about Eze. And so now we have two method actors at Arsenal, right? We have Martinelli, who only scores in Champions League. And then now we have Eze, who only scores when they're playing Spurs, And
you saw the message I sent to you. I said someone needs to tell Eze that every team we're playing for the rest of the season is Spurs.
Yes.
But
I know you were on the road earlier, but I sent you a video by a Spurs fan who professed his profound hatred for Eze, in reaction to this game, and it was hilarious to watch. You need to watch it when you get a chance.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I mean, so Eze played well. Obviously, he was in the game, which is what you can ask. He was taking players on, but I'm scarred, like you said, and I kept thinking, like, is this because he's motivated, or is this because Spurs just are that terrible? I kept bouncing back and forth between that because he was as dynamic as he's supposed to be at Arsenal. I hope it's a sign of things to come, but I'm not gonna, give him that much runway and say, oh, he's back. But he played well. He loves scoring his acrobatic goals, against Spurs.
I see it this way. Eze is not some player that we went and bought from some league that we don't know about. This is a guy that has he's won a trophy. and he scored the winning goal. He literally was the man on that team and propelled the team to a trophy, to an FA Cup. He's played he's played against all these teams multiple times. You know, he's played against the Big Six when he was with Crystal Palace, and he was always, him and Olise were the threats. They scored goals against top teams. I remember he enjoyed scoring against Arsenal when he was with Crystal Palace. You know, so the point is we all know there's a quality player in there.
Right.
You know, so we are not we will not take away from his performance and say that Tottenham were terrible. You know, because I still think it's a system thing for him.
Okay.
I still think he's also Eze is a streaky player. He's a confident player. He's a momentum player. You know, it doesn't help when he scores a hat trick against Spurs and you bench him the next game. Right. You see, he needs to know that he has the support and the confidence of the coach, you know, of the manager, and of his teammates. And once he gets all that, I mean, I think Eze is even going to be he's going to be a better number 10 than Odegaard.
Well, okay.
He's going to be a more effective number 10.
More effective. I can see that. I see what you mean by that. And let's not take away the fact that, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but also there was a tactical tweak today, which I think might have helped Eze, is Mikel reverted Zubimendi back to his holding instead of that box-to-box role that he's been doing recently, which worked a treat, you know, earlier when he made it. But he put him back. So for the most part, as they had a double pivot behind him of Zubimendi and Rice.
And that's what he needs.
Yeah. You know, so I think that helped with us looking a little more solid. Also gave him a bit more room to roam around for sure.
Right. Eze is not the kind of player that you want him to track back.
But you know, in this day and age, man, you know.
No, well, you have to change the system to suit the player.
Well,
you know,
not always.
Certain player, not always, but certain players you got to tweak the system.
Yeah.
You know, to suit the player. City did it today or yesterday. You know, but we're not going to talk about those guys. You know, so Eze now today he understood that he didn't need to track back.
Okay.
He had a double pivot. So he had that freedom to go forward and express himself.
Yep.
You see, because he had coverage. Yeah. And that helped him, you know, that brought out the best in him. I still think Arteta needs to give him more minutes. And
he's been playing more recently for sure.
Well, because he had no choice, because I mean, not because Odegaard is injured. Because Merino is injured. If Merino was not injured, I can assure you Eze will not get that much minutes. You know, but he needs those minutes. He's a confident player, but we all know there's a quality player there, and we all know that there's a player that can produce those moments out of nothing. You know, Odegaard is a tidy player. Odegaard is a he pulls strings. You know, but Eze is a player that can just take the game by the scuff of the throat and just change the game.
No, absolutely, he's a mercurial player
with a wonderful assist or score goals. Yeah, you know, I can't remember the game where Odegaard scored 2 goals. You know, but Eze is scoring hat trick and scoring 5 goals in one season against Tottenham.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, definitely a different kind of player. But also, you know, his performance was also helped, along with the tweak to Zubimendi's role, with the fact that Gyökeres played his most complete. I mean, we gave him that award in a game earlier where he played really well as well. But today was easily his best game in an Arsenal shirt.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
His hold-up play was chef's kiss. You know, his movements and the desire for the players to get him the ball. That was a big part of it too, including Saka. You know, they all wanted to give him the ball, and he was really getting in there. Now, you know, I've seen some Spurs fans talk about, oh, no Romero. I don't care, right?
Yes.
Van der Ven was there, and Saka was bullying him. So
Oh yeah, Saka had Van de Ven's number today.
Yeah. So
and you see, with Gyökeres has now gotten used to being the man in the team. You see, then he comes to Arsenal where he was not the man. And it wasn't surprising that instantly he butted head with the man, which is Saka, because he's used to being the man. He's the kind of player that I can see in a season or two that will become the face of Arsenal. You see, he's won championship. Yes, he's the Portuguese league. Yeah, we understand. But I don't care. Even if you're playing against 11-year-olds and you score 100 goals in 2 seasons, then you know how to score.
Right.
And you lift 2 trophies. You win the Portuguese league back to back, and that team had not won the league in a while, or probably ever, if I'm not mistaken. So it's same thing, and it's no surprising that all our signings today showed up.
Well,
all our new signings.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
every single one of them. Nkapie. Now let's talk about. But now, shout out to Nkapie. You see, Nkapie has the institutional memory of being a champion. He knows that this time of the year is when you switch on. And boy, he's switched on. He's playing defense. He's getting better going forward. I mean, he's keeping Calafiori out of the. I feel so bad for Skelly, because now Skelly is now third in the pecking order. Of course he'll be eyeing the midfield now, but the midfield is stacked too. Except we get rid of Norgard in summer, and put Skelly there permanently, or have Skelly be an understudy. But all our new signings gave returns today. Mosquera, what a signing! I mean, what a signing! He comes in to play right back for Timber, and we did not miss a beat.
Yep.
He was absolutely outstanding as a right back. Nkapie, outstanding. Now he's now putting together games.
Yep.
He's putting together a run of games that he's playing very well. Timber looked a little bit, but we'll talk about all that in the players.
Let's go right into your ratings.
Okay, so my ratings. I'll start with Raya. So I'm back on my T-shirt. Raya saved us. You see, because that's that
goal line save.
That goal line save was it changed. It changed the game, because it could have totally been a different game. And 100%. Spurs did not decide. They did not deserve to score 2 goals in that game. And we did not deserve to be under any kind of pressure in that game. So Raya, 8 for Raya.
Okay.
Timber, he was a bit shaky.
Got a yellow card early as well.
He got a yellow card early.
But he did get an assist.
But he got an assist. And that was a brilliant pass to Gyökeres.
Yep.
So I'll give Timber 7.
Okay.
Gabriel and Saliba 8.
Okay.
They were solid. They did the job. They galvanized the defense and the team. They were solid. Nkapie 8.
Okay.
Rice 9.
Whoa.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
He made a mistake. He owned it, rolled up his sleeve, and just bust the rest of the game.
Okay.
That is the mindset we were looking for last in midweek.
Yep.
You remember I keep talking about mentality.
Yeah.
Because they have the quality to win the league. If they can match that quality with the right mindset, by now the league should have been over.
True.
So Rice 9.
Okay.
Zubimendi was tidy. You know, as you said, he reverted back to covering, not going vertical, but now he was going horizontal, right? Which kept the midfield ticking. So I'll give Zubimendi 7.
Okay.
Eze, Starboy, I'll give him a 9.
Okay.
And he could have easily been my man of the match.
True.
Easily. But I'll save that for someone else.
Of course.
Trossard 6. It
wasn't his best game for sure.
It wasn't his best game. I think he's dropped form a little bit, but Martinelli is just atrocious right now. That's why Trossard keeps playing. Now the real star boy, Saka, even though he's having a very tough season with injuries, he had a very good game today. He was unplayable.
Scored 2 goals.
Yes, he was unplayable. He got the assist with Eze for the first goal. You know, so I'll give Saka 9.
Whoa, you're generous today, man.
I'm in a good mood today. they played very well. Now, to my man of the match, the Bane mask. You know, he showed glimpses of the striker that we were all excited 100%. That we signed.
I was gonna say the same thing.
In the
Absolutely.
Summer. You know,
clinical strikes.
Clinical striker. He now he's gonna get defenders thinking about him. I can assure you, Achimpong and this what's their name? Fofana, he got a red card today, so he's not even going to be playing next weekend. And the rest of them, Chaloba, they will be thinking of Gyökeres. In the next game. So Gyökeres 10 for me, man of the match.
All right.
You know, our bench, they all came on. They didn't do much. All of them 6.
Okay.
All of them but Mosquera.
Okay.
Mosquera 8. 8.
You are generous.
Because he came on and we did not miss a beat. He was filling a big shoes and he did. I mean, we forget that kid, how old is Mosquera? 19 or 20?
No. He's 21, I think, now, yeah.
Well, even if he's 22, he's still a baby.
Yeah.
You know, he's still a baby. He's still learning the game. This is his first season in the Premier League.
Yep.
You know, so fantastic performance all around. For the boss, Arteta, my man, we've been critical of him this week, but he responded very well in his press conferences and on the field. 10 for Arteta today.
Oh, you are super generous today. Okay.
10 for Arteta, and I will say 1 down, 10 to go. Let's go. 10 more games to go.
All right. Very generous of you. So my ratings are a lot more muted than that. I gave Raya, I wanted to give him an 8, I really did, because of that one save, but I gave him a 7. I thought it was a good performance. You know, he didn't get threatened all too much, but he did make 2 good saves in the game. 7 there. I gave the entire back line 7s. Every single one of them. I still think that Gabriel and Saliba are not back on the same level that they were earlier in the season. And I think that goal, that Rice mistake could have been covered by one, if not both of them. But Moana is a good player, so whatever. I gave Zubimendi a 7. I thought it was very tidy. Like I said, he was, like I kind of alluded to, his role was back to his original role from start of the season, which is fine. You're going to love this. I gave Rice a 6. Now, yes, he made the mistake, but he made another mistake. But he's so athletic that he's able to like recover and get back to this. But in the second half, he made another mistake again where he gave the ball away trying to play out from the back. And yeah, he reacted very well. The mentality was there, and he did play well ultimately. But for someone who would never ever make mistakes to make 2 in the same game, to me is a little concerning. But whatever. Just me being muted there and not being overly impressed by this victory.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm an emotional guy. Well, there you go.
All right. I gave Eze an 8. Thought he played really, really well. Really good game, really involved, and 2 goals is impressive. And he should have had an assist on the goal. Saka scored the goal, so second goal. But either way, I gave Saka a 7. Thought he played really well. Should have scored 2 goals, had 2 good assists, missed them both. If Eze didn't clean up one of them for him today, it would be a different story, right? So 7 for him. Trossard I gave a 6. Wasn't his best game, but he was, tidy, but didn't offer much going forward. And then Gyökeres I gave a 9. He's my man. He's my man of the match as well. His best performance in the Arsenal shirt thus far. Great, great striker instincts. Great goals. There's 2 really good goals. Cannot complain at all. I gave Mascara a 7 off the bench. Martinelli a 6. Odegaard a 7 because he got the assists. And Madueke came on too late for any kind of rating there. And then I gave Mikel an 8. I thought good response, good, making away with the whole Saka at the 10 thing, get that out of here, play Saka where he's comfortable. That's gonna getting the ship stable. But like I said, the real judgment will be in the Chelsea game. Which good segue there. Our next game on Sunday, March 1st, against Chelsea. What's your prediction?
3-0 Arsenal.
3-0 to the Arsenal. Okay. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory for the Arsenal. I think it will be a little stop-start, a little tight. I'm going to predict we're going to score a corner in that game. That's my prediction. It's been a while. But yeah, it's been a good day, a good bounce back. Spurs, I don't want to hear anything about you guys anymore for the next couple of years. Just focus on not being relegated. And
we're not going to see them for the next few years. They're going to be playing the championship.
I don't know. Those teams down there are pretty
They'll have the best stadium in the championship.
The best for sure. But yeah, until next time, guys, we will catch you and keep Arsenal
on your mind. Share, like, subscribe, and keep the comments coming in.
Absolutely.
Under floodlights build the fans align. In red and white they always shine. With every pass it feels divine. Arsenal's on my mind. From hybrid days to Emirates grand, each match a symphony perfectly planned. With every goal we take our stand. Arsenal's on my mind. Oh Arsenal, you never fail. Through rain and sun our steadfast sail.